Break family, welcome to another episode of our show, and it's time to talk about NXT UK. And the main event of this show was the Heritage Cup, like Noam Dar defending against the A-Kid. And this match was had a little an ending that it leaves it open for maybe another match. So I don't know how Jean-Paul feels about that. And also a good match between Emily McKenzie and Isla Dawn. And remember, Paul said that he was gonna get Saxon Huxley for a tag match, and that's what happened with Pretty Deadly. So Paul, your thoughts about this show?
Yeah, overall, NXT UK, they always give us great stuff. Not even just the matches themselves, but also, the promos, the vignettes. We got to see two, things on championship or future championship matches. We saw Ilya Dragunov and
Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, and then we saw Blair Davenport. She also had a promo. He's still calling out Mako Satomura.
Yes.
So this was a great episode of NXT UK. Like you said, we're going to talk about the main event when we get there. Didn't care for the ending too much, but overall, the show always delivers, always great stuff.
And it's always, like you said, it's always announced.
There were people, they were joking. They said, oh, when we tune in this Thursday, Ilya Dragunov's going to have a new name and everybody's going to be different. And it's like, no.
What is it, Gusher or Gunter? Gunter, right?
Gunter,
right? Yeah, that's for Walter. Absolutely, a terrible idea, But before we just start talking about NXT UK, don't forget to support us with the video of AEW Dynamite. Yesterday, John Moxley, somebody said, "Hey, you're a drunk fuck." Oh well, fuck you. Get this fucking bitch out of here. So he's back. He's a lot skinnier. You see the energy, the passion, everything is back in John Moxley. Hey, he deserves it. He deserves to be back. Hey, he had to stumble a little bit, right? But now he has his care for his wife, his kid, all of those things. So he has enough reasons to come back stronger and be the wrestler that he wants to be. So also we got to see CM Punk against Shawn Spears and the Mixed Max tag. That I don't know. The show wasn't good. I don't think it's a strong AEW Dynamite, Paul.
No, and also on the show, Cody made an announcement for Beach Break, him, Sammy Guevara, ladder match. Some people said he had a great promo last night. Other people said, he had a shitty promo. But you want to hear all of our thoughts, go check out the review. 31 minutes, we break down this show. And, make sure you give it a like.
Exactly. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and also help us out. Just to keep sharing the link to the videos. We're always here talking about all the shows. We're going to have NWA Power, just to be in substituting NXT 2.0 just because the show sucks. Hey, check out the ratings. Their ratings dove really, really bad. They went down because nobody cares about this show, and rightfully so. They have enough reasons. They have given us so many reasons not to care about that show, and the main one is Gunter. There you go. A guy that absolutely everybody knows as Walter. Oh yeah, let's change the name. It doesn't make any difference. We're gonna call meat or anything shit, and still people are gonna want to eat shit. Thank you so very much, WWE. So Paul, tell me a little bit about. Let's dive into NXT UK, and Saxon Huxley joins Sam Gradwell.
What did you think about all the? I gotta admit, I did laugh at some of the stuff in the beginning where they're Pretty Deadly. They came out and it's it was Sam Gradwell. Was he able to find a partner? And you see him going around Nathan Frazier's didn't you say my island is bullshit and I'm a loser? And he's like, oh well, that was in the past. And then he tries to recruit A-Kid. A-Kid's like, dude, I already have a match. No, I'm not wrestling with you. And he goes around, he tweets to Paul McCartney. He's like, hey, can you help me? I mean, it was funny. But then, like we said, it's probably going to just be Saxon Huxley because he's kind of a loser and he'll just go with anybody, unfortunately. And that's what it was here. But before that, we saw something that really set up the finish of this match. We saw Kenny Williams. He went up to him and he was there and, he was making fun of him. And then he was pretty much like, oh, get out of here, you're bullshit. And then we saw what happened at the end of this match. But I mean, what did you think? I thought it was really good. I mean, Pretty Deadly. I'm glad, not to jump to the end, but I'm glad they got to win here and they looked good in this match. And obviously they had it where it was Sam Gradwell was the guy who came in. He made the hot tag. He was the one who started the match. He looked good. It was Saxon Huxley who sold, which again, to make zero sense because look at this guy. He should be selling for no, but Walter or Gunter should be the only one he's selling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The problem is, Paul is like I said, these are the former tag team champions. So you need to get these guys look strong. You need to still make him look strong because why? Remember what they said. We have a rematch. So at some point, we're going to be like, okay, we lost those titles, but we want to see if we can get them back. So you're not going to job them. And Sam Gradwell, like you said, this is a guy that like has potential to be a main eventer, but they're not going to do it. But at least, hey, he's like in that middle that sometimes he can win or he can look good, and sometimes let's job the guy out. But like Huxley is just great looking. But it's like, he's our loser. We're going to make him job.
That's exactly what it is.
We're going to make him job. It's like, Paul, you're going to lose tonight by this. Oh, you're going to lose this by this. It's like what they said about Finn Balor. It's like, we like the guy, but like in Vince McMahon's eyes, he's just spots. That's all it is. He wants to just do spots. You then, it's like, oh, okay, time to the finish. Okay, bye, buddy. You're never going to get a main event spot. So, in the end, I feel it's like the right thing for Pretty Deadly. They look good. They still have a good gimmick. People like them. A little bit flamboyant, but it's fine. We love it. And in the end, Sam Gradwell looks okay. And Saxon Huxley just a guy that is there to do the job.
This is fine, too, because at the end of the day, I did want Pretty Deadly to win this. They needed to look strong because all the reasons that you just stated. And also, this now sets up a feud with Gradwell and Williams, and I think Gradwell is going to win that feud. I think he's going to go over, and then that'll he'll get another shot at the Heritage Cup, and then maybe it'll be the Cinderella story or something else. But I mean, Huxley, he's just the guy there to do the job. That's really all it is.
That's all it is, and that's what it had. It was a great opening for the first match. So that was really interesting, and now let's move on to talk about Amel, because remember, this is gonna have another important feud. Her first important, meaningful feud is gonna be against Ginny. Remember, Ginny was on commentary last week, calling the match for Amel, and also now we see that Ginny's upset because she actually gave us a video package very similar for the one that we saw from Amel, and he's like, oh, my parents are immigrants, all of that, but it became this great thing. We have money now, we're legit, and Ginny and Amel, you're just phony. There's no hope. You just call yourself Hope and all of that. This is just two girls that are going to have a feud between each other. And now Amel is completely babyface.
Yeah, I like this because, like you said, she's pretty much said that their backgrounds are similar, but she's legit. She's not like Amel, who's just like these fans who just, all they want is everybody's sympathy, and they just want support from everybody. But Ginny's like, I don't need that. I just push myself. I support myself because I'm legit. And, it was good back and forth. And if this is going to be something where we're going to see Ginny joining Walter, because this is in the Piper Niven camp. I'm not referring to the shit named Gunter. This is the last time. Goodbye.
Yes.
I mean, she's maybe going to join Walter in America. So, okay, hey, you got to do the right thing. Put somebody over. Obviously, Walter wasn't going to put Nathan Frazier over, but I think, here we can see Ginny put Amel over.
Yeah, so like you said, we saw different video packages. The one asking kind of the match, talking shit. Amel just saying hey, you're the one that is shit. So we're going to meet each other at some point. That was pretty much it's going to happen.
The only thing I will say, I hope, she might go to America, but I really wish she would have stayed here because I thought she would have been a good women's champion at some point.
Yeah, no, like you said, but probably
to go over there, she's not. It's gonna be. You're gonna. Just lose to Charlotte.
You're gonna have to pay your dues, pretty much. You're gonna have to pay your dues and be like Kaylee Ray right now. That it's not being portrayed right. She's starting to seem to go to the championship opportunity with Mandy Rose, but that doesn't secure a championship right there. So let's talk about something that we mentioned also. So the booking on NXT UK makes much more sense. Maybe in some things, now nothing is perfect, but at least 99% of the stuff is very, very easy to predict, but it makes sense. That's why it's easy to predict, actually, by the way. And it's like Gallus going against the Familia. Promo by Gallus. They said, hey, you know what? We're better. We're the best faction right here in NXT UK. The Familia disagrees to that, and then they said that we're now the best faction, and we're going to stay the best faction. So you have to see Theo Man, the Ice is it all, right, Paul? I love this. I love this thing. And six-man tag.
How much does Dempsey sound like William Regal?
Oh, yeah.
Like when he was talking, I closed my eyes and I rewound. I just closed them and I'm like, I listened to him talk again and I'm like, it sounds like Regal when he was a lot younger, or if he was a lot younger. It's crazy. So I'm looking forward to this match. Like you said, we called it with what we saw last week. We're like, there's no way this isn't going to be a six-man tag. That's what it's leading to. And they're like, Gallus, you say you're a family, but a family's about honor and respecting and helping each other and being there for each other. And they're like, that's what we are. You guys don't portray that. And now we're going to see who the real family is next week. And I hope, De Familia, I hope they win. They have to, because they're the new group, the new stable. A lot of these guys are new. We've seen Gallus. They've had their time. They got to put these guys over.
Exactly. So that's what they need to do. That's what they're going to do. So we'll see. I mean, but it's going to be a good match. And the show next week is going to be really packed because we're going to talk about a little bit just like the NXT Championship, the NXT UK Championship match. But before we do so, Blair Davenport, great promo poll. You know, like the old castles, like the all European like places. You know, like the old European like designs. Really, really cool. And she says there's a Davenport, which is not. I mean, you know, like the name is Rhea Priestley, but at least they gave the idea that hey, like all she cares about the lineage, her last name, and the Davenports care about themselves. So she calls out Meiko Satomura and says, if you're not a Davenport, you're an enemy. And I'm gonna I'm gonna just, you know, not delete you from Matt Hardy, but she says she's gonna win that NXT UK championship. And she said, I'm gonna embarrass you, and now you should really be
she
scared.
does almost have Matt Hardy's hair with the white streak in it.
So. Oh yeah, exactly. So like, really good promo though, you know, like I really like this.
Yeah, this was great. I like this, and as I said, you know, at the start of the show, two great promos, you know, for championship matches and feuds and stuff, and this was definitely one of them. You know, like she said, my family were always, you know, strong and powerful, you know, and that they always take what they want and, you know, they rule. And if you're an enemy, you know, you're just going to get put in the dirt pretty much. You know, you're going to get taken out. And that's what she's going to do to Meiko Satomura. And I do think that will happen. I do think she's going to be the one.
Yeah.
And maybe because, like we said, Valkyrie. But she's a baby face. Boom. That's what you do. She comes back. It can be like Dragunov. Have a women's battle royal. Valkyrie comes in, wins it. Oh, man. Oh, you know, challenge for this belt.
That would be really cool.
And something like really that. Cool. But, I mean, this feud is really good. I like this promo. And I like just how they shot it, too. The atmosphere, like how everything was really gloomy and everything. Oh, yeah, it was good.
Really nicely done. That's one of the things that, like, when you tell a story in that capacity, you just get immersed.
And that's what we said about the Tio Man. When they his early stuff in like the streets of Germany or wherever, and then just in that room, dark with the long dining room table. I mean,
like you know, like that old classy European like style of like the tables, like everything set up like the old European good days. But you know, that is what like, get us in Mary's hook in in this kind of story. So this is really good. I really like it. So let's talk about Isla Dawn because she's gonna have a match, like I said in the beginning, with Millie McKenzie. They talk about like this coffin that she has, or like where she has like all like the belongings of the other girls. But like this match was good. The only thing, like Emilia McKenzie kind of like loses again, and the fact that she's the protege of like Meiko Satomura, kind of like I think this is the storyline coming up. You know, like hey, you keep losing, or maybe hey, you're not really helping me out. But despite that, good match at the beginning. You know, Emilia had the opportunity. She did the spear. And Isla Dawn like little soft at the beginning, but towards the end, a big mistake right here from Emilia. She went for like a crossbody, or she like crossbody, right, Paul? And in the end, she catches her with like I think it was like Death Valley driver into like
she like puts her on her shoulders like I almost thought she was gonna hit like an F5, but then it's like a Death Valley driver, but I don't know, it's like different. She like hooks a leg or something. Yeah, almost have to go back and watch it, but yeah, it's similar to that. And she hits that and gets the pin. I was surprised too. I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. Emilia McKenzie, you know, she's really good. She's another one too who has such a bright future here. Hopefully this brand can just stay and keep doing what they're doing and nobody screws with them, and you know, no Bruce Pritchard or nothing like that. But you know, and if that's the case, I do think all these women have a really good future. But with all that being said, with Emilia, I think Isla Dawn needed to win. She's been here for a lot longer. You know, you had this storyline with this box and you're taking stuff, and see, Nigel gets it over, but he's not as corny and annoying as like the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown commentators, because he says, oh, she's a pagan worshiper and she has these, you know, crazy, you know, witch, you know, power. He didn't even say powers. He made it seem like it was real, like you could believe, ooh, she's into some crazy devil worshipping stuff and whatever, but she's not making the lights flicker. Well, she was in the one promo actually, but you know what I mean? It's not like you see it actually during the match or anything stupid, but she needed to get the win here. I think just because of her character and to get that gimmick over.
Exactly, and then we'll see what happens next, because she needs another baby face. That's the one thing that like NXT UK, like with the women outside of Meiko Satomura and Emilia, you need maybe like also Mel can be involved in this. Maybe Dani Luna return. You know, we haven't seen her in such a long time. Like you said, Eva Valkyrie. That's a great addition right there to that roster. We'll see, because Saya Brookside is actually more like a heel right now, so then she won't be able to fit in this situation. But at least a good women's match. They always need this kind of matches in the show. Let's talk about Jordan Devlin and Ilya Dragunov, because we knew there was going to be an NXT UK Championship match, but they added a stipulation to increase the excitement for the match. And in the promo that they had between both of them, then Jordan Devlin says, how about if we just have like an empty arena match? I will fit because you're not going to get any support from your fans, from your family. I don't need that. I'm just going to be able to do it on my own because that's who I am. That's why I'm the Irish Ace. So this was really cool. I like it. And what do you think? The idea is cool. And to me, again, we're not going to see a title switch, but at least probably a good match. And that's the opportunity for also Brown to come back.
Yeah, with the empty arena match, I mean that's a really good thing too. Like you said, it could be empty, and it could be something where, maybe he even causes a just a DQ. Maybe nobody wins this match. Like you said, the title won't switch, but there might not even be a winner, or at least a clean winner. Rampage Brown could come in, but was the Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano their last match? Was that an empty arena match, or what was that? Where they fought and it was just them and the ref?
I think that what they did, it was like an empty arena match. Yes.
Because I'm trying to think if they do it the only thing, I just don't want this to be where it's too cinematic. I don't care if it's just how NXT was in the beginning, where it's just them and a ref, even if there's no commentators, just them and a ref in the mat, and you just hear the grunting and the mat slamming and the ref talking.
Another empty arena match is The Rock and Mick Foley. That's another one. That they won the empty arena match.
I don't like when they brawl around the whole arena. To me, that's so lame. Just keep it in the ring, maybe on the outside, but there should still be rules. There should still be countouts. There should, still all that stuff should still take place. So I am looking forward to it, but to me, it didn't need a stipulation. Because his whole thing was, Dragunov, you need the fans to win. You need, it's I don't know if he really needs it. I mean, he was kicking people's asses in arenas with no fans during COVID. So, I mean, just to me, I don't think it needed a stipulation. It doesn't really hurt it, but it just felt that they were we should probably give it a stipulation. So here it is. Or something to spice it up. It's not really a stipulation.
That's the thing, is they're going to do that to spice it up, just to make it look, like I said, more exciting as it could have been. Because maybe people is just, like a regular NXT UK Championship match. We've seen that Rampage Brown.
I love the one of the closing lines here where Dragunov is you open your mouth and just nothing but bullshit and hot air comes out, fake words. When I open my mouth, fire comes out.
That's awesome. Exactly.
Because he's
this guy right here on the top of the layout, he's just ready to go. He's a great champion and he deserves it. He went through hell with Walter twice. Great stuff. Now let's talk about the main event, Paul. Heritage Cup on the line. Noam Dar defending against one of your favorite ones, the Spanish sensation, the A-Kid, Paul. And what did you say before we went on air? Shawn Michaels wax to him. Shawn Michaels is in love with this guy because of the accent or what's going on here. But like you said, Noam Dar looked a little up to the second round, maybe or the third round when he got the first pin. That was it. Noam Dar looked a little weak in this championship opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, the first match, it was what it was. You know what I mean? Those are the same thing in a lot of these Heritage Cup matches. But, I mean, Noam Dar's so good. He's so cocky. You get into his matches, and you want to, he's one of those heels who's cool. I mean, to me, he's not one of those heels who I want to see get beat up like an MJF or like The Miz or somebody like that. But, the first two matches, okay, they're just kind of the feeling out process. But then in the third, big Nova roller, Insiguri, whatever you want to call it, and he gets the pin here. And that was good. And you think, okay, because they had the whole thing, they had the bet, we're going to win in the fourth. We're going to make sure it happens. So you think, okay, they're going to cheat and whatnot. But, no, we just, after that, like you said, A-Kid, that was it. He just went on a tear. And even there was a big, dive to the outside where, A-Kid was going to dive on Noam Dar and, what's it?
Charles Samuels.
Yeah, Charles Samuels. Thank you. Samuels pulled him out of the way, and then he throws him back in the ring, and then A-Kid just, he gets up at the count of 5, 6, jumps back in the ring, and you think, okay, this guy's done, right? No, just goes back on full offense, boom, 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 and then he gets a pin, and it's
It was a DDT. It was kind of like a tornado DDT. Really, diving onto the mat, and like you said, that was not too good. The one thing, the A-Kid does not have a finisher, so to say. So that's complicated. And he keeps trying throughout the whole match to put those submission holds. So it's dude, it's you need to have a different arsenal of things. I mean, you need more variety.
Yeah, the thing that just annoys me with his matches is, you see a lot of stuff on this show makes sense. There's only a couple guys, maybe an Ilya Dragunov or a Tyler Bate, or maybe they're just trying to portray A-Kid like that, and I just don't think he's there. But only these top guys are really the ones, no selling stuff that, they should probably sell a little longer. That dive to the outside, I mean, he ate it right on the floor into the barricade, and to just get back in the ring. He didn't even milk it to like the 9 count, and then he gets back in, goes on full offense. Everything Noam Dar hits, he gets countered into the omoplata or just a regular arm bar. There was one time Noam Dar got on his submission, the Supernova knee bar, and A-Kid just no-sells it and gets him right in the omoplata. Like, can you sell the guy's finisher submission for like a minute? I mean, it's just the thing, like I said. And then to just go right to the end of it, because the last round, they get to the 5th final round, okay, because A-Kid had him, and it's like, oh, no. And then, they gets him into submission right in the last round, and they're like, hold on. Commentary's going crazy. They're really selling it. I mean, it was an exciting match, but the whole time I'm just thinking they're going to put the cup back on this guy. What is the point? You're just playing hot potato with this. But thankfully, and then I honestly thought, I don't know what you thought, but when it hit 0 in the 6th round, I thought we were going to have a sudden death, like a 7th round.
No, I kind of like, because it was already like 4 o'clock, I was like, I was just thinking.
I wasn't cheating. I didn't look at the bar at the bottom. I didn't know how long this was going. I was like, oh man, this is just going to keep going. But then they said, no, it's a draw. And obviously in a draw,
you see the frustration on the A-Kid right there. So,
but that's the thing. You see the champion, he can't even stand. He needs Charles Samuels to hold the cup for him, and A-Kid looks fine. I mean, sometimes you see that, but I mean, this is setting up a rematch, and why? When there's so many other people, that could be challenging for this.
Yes, no, yeah, I agree.
I don't
because
understand.
Clearly, you see that there's going to be another match. Clearly, you see that. Yeah, is it like you said for God? It's like, oh, you win the battle, but I want to win the war. Something like that, pretty much in that aspect. So, I don't like that either, because your champion needs to look good. And in the end, I mean, he was able to hold, because honestly, he was actually going to lose. But they did it decent. But the fact that the A-Kid keeps getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and when guys like Nathan Frazier, they never got anything like that. So that's the one thing that is annoying.
If you wanted to set up a rematch, I would have rather seen Charles Samuels kind of do something to screw it, that the ref don't see it. Noam Dar cheats to win, even a low blow, something, boom, Nova roller. Again, 1, 2, 3, pins him. Then you can have A-Kid in maybe a week or 2 beat the shit out of Charles Samuels. Get his revenge there. Oh, okay, I beat up your goon. Now I'm coming for you. And then, that at least would make more sense than, oh, yeah, it's a tie and, the champion looks like shit. And like I said, they're just, I don't know what it is. He doesn't have the charisma. He has all the wrestling skill in the world, but still none of the charisma. But like I said, I don't know if Shawn
There's
Michaels
no character there. That's
does
the
Shawn
problem.
Michaels have a daughter? Is she, seeing this guy or something? I don't know what the hell it is, but if he still books over here. But, I mean, this guy is just like...
They need to, like I said, they have Nathan Frazier, they have other guys that they could actually fill that spot easily. They are good baby faces, but unfortunately they just like to go with this guy. I don't know. It will be cool to see other people also challenging for that Heritage Cup. And this is the show, Paul. It was actually very enjoyable. Next week we have a loaded show because we have these 2 matches, La Familia right there against Gales. This is going to be great, probably the first match of the night. And to close the show right there, like the empty arena match, we already talked about both of those. So, Paul, don't forget, people, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications, and Paul right now is going to tell you where to find us in the social media world.
And guys, we are all over the place, so get ready. Make sure you follow us, Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me got one more thing that is left to say, and that is...